Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, YouTubers. I always forget that YouTube can see me. We're getting ready for Sunday check-in. Maybe it's too late. It's my jam. Okay, so now we got Instagram on. We do not have Facebook. Hey everybody. So I'll just let y'all come on in. Hey Dahudi. Hey Adrian Glover. Hey James Kubi. Oh my God, all my people are here. All right. Let's just, I love the music. It's my favorite part. All right. So we're here. Hey Chuck, you made it. Chuck said, what's the best place to be? I said Instagram or YouTube. Because Facebook is not on this week, I'm going to try to do something different because Facebook is always glitchy. So I think I got a solution. I'm going to try it next week. So Spiritual Tools Tuesday. Spiritual Tools Tuesday, I think I'm going to do Facebook and Instagram and then upload to YouTube later. That's Tuesday. But today, hey, Ruby, you on YouTube. Today we're doing Instagram. Hey, Aluna. And we're doing YouTube. So today is our 30-minute little Sunday check-in. Do you have your drink? Do you have your drink? It's Sunday. For the Sunday check-in, we have our drink. Now, my drink is non-alcoholic. Because sometimes you need non-alcoholic in your life. This is a mixture of mint and hibiscus. Got just a little dupe of honey. All right. So today's Sunday check-in, the name of it is, So Your Enemies Have Been Smitten, but what about you, though? And so we're going to talk a little bit about when we do this work. I'm always telling you to use your spiritual tools. And when you use your spiritual tools, you start to see changes in your life. You start to see people leaving out of your environment. Hold on, pause. I got a drink check-in. Ruby got that Jack Daniels Tennessee honey. See, that is one of my favorites. I don't even want to tell you. That's one of my faves. Oh, Chuck said that Instagram was trash for him. So he's back in his hometown over here in YouTube. Hey, the original Danny Bell. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Oh my God, all my peoples is here. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about protection work and what it looks like. Wait, oh shit. I got them. Yay. I thought I didn't have my cards out. I'm supposed to do. I have a format. So on Sunday, we get a prayer and we get a card for the week. So, hey, Amma, you made it. So I got my cards. But first, I want to just give us a little idea of what we're going to talk about. So we do our protection work. Hey, Sister Midwife. Love you, Mama. How you doing? And we light our black candles. We do our protection baths. And as we start to live this more spiritually connected life, it's a couple of things. Hey, Ben. Everybody say hi to Ben. Hey, Ben. He's like 6. Hey, Ben. Anyway, you start to recognize that you are vibing on a different vibration, right? You see things differently. You think differently, you act differently, you react differently. And that starts to shake off people who are no longer vibing with you. So you're elevating, you're rising up, kind of like a balloon, the balloons that they put the helium in and people be inside the little basket. And when it rises up, they have to drop the things that's weighing it down. And so that's what happens in our lives spiritually. We find that things start to drop away. And it is our responsibility to recognize that, hey, Diamond, something that I can't see. Hey, Naomi. So, we start to see the changes in our lives. And sometimes it's a little scary because these are people, places, and things that sometimes have been with us our whole lives. We can't grab onto them. We got to let them go, because when we hold on to them, we stop our own progress. And so that's messed up. Oh, dang. Ben is 4. He acts like he's 6. Really, he acts like he's 60. But you know what I'm saying. So I want to talk a little bit about what it looks like when you know that your work is working. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to talk about letting things go, letting people go as you elevate and understand that you are vibrating differently, you are thinking differently. It is not your job to argue about your frame of mind. That is not where we are. It is for you to accept that your frame of mind is where you need to be, and that you don't have to explain that to people. You don't have to justify that to people. What you need to do is become solid in who you are. And I got a story for that. Please, y'all, remind me to tell you the story about me talking with the Christian people, because I will forget. I get into my little scheme of things. And then the third thing I want to talk about today, this trying to sound like a spiritual Tuesday. I might need to hold off. Anyway, we're going to get all this in on Sunday at 7:08. I got it. The third thing I want to talk about, because the title of this is Your Enemies Are Smitten, but what about you though? And that part, but what about you though, is addressing the fact that when we were on these levels, before we elevated, before we had understanding, before we healed, sometimes we did some damage, right? We had some conversations that was real toxic. We did some real dirty stuff to people. We were dishonest. We were manipulative. We were desperate. We did things that hurt people, and in turn hurt ourselves. Because remember, we used to having these conversations with people face to face. But what you don't recognize when you're not in that spiritual space is that you're also having conversations spirit to spirit, right? So that involves your ancestors and their ancestors, your angels and their angels. So all of y'all having these conversations. And sometimes you do things not even deliberately, but sometimes it do be deliberate, that block your own blessings. And so we need to talk about, what do you do for that, right? All right. Now, today's prayer, we're going to do this prayer is short, and it is a prayer for letting go. All right. So let me get into it. So we have Father, Mother, God, whoever you pray to. This prayer says Father. So I'll just put Father, Mother, God, the Creator, whoever. We ask your assistance in letting go of ideals, old patterns, or habits that no longer serve us. Arguments and limiting beliefs. We want to let them all go. May we remember that letting go is a healthy practice to maintain joy and peace within our hearts as well as our lives. So that's our prayer for today. As usual, I'm going to write it on Facebook. I'm going to write it on Facebook. So if you're not following me on Facebook, you need to do that. So at least so you can get the prayers. And if you're jumping through to get the prayers, like the page, you know what I'm saying? And if you ain't like the page on Instagram, like that too, or follow it or whatever we do. And then go subscribe on YouTube. There you go. Oh, also pause. I have 2 openings on Friday, one at 6 and one at 7. So if you would like a reading, please inbox me or DM me on Instagram and take up those appointments. Now, if you want a life reading, you cannot use the 6 appointment, because the life reading takes at least an hour and a half. So we need time for that. All right, let's see what this card of the week is going to be. Ba-da-ba. Hold on. Hold on. Thank you, Ruby. I'm glad you need this message. I am glad to be the one to give it to you. Thank you, Diamond. I'm glad you liked that prayer. I thought it was good. Short and sweet sometimes it gets it in. All right, let's see what we got. We got a reverse today. Let's see what reverse we got. Bam. Oh, man. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's a couple of cards that when I see it, I'll be like, Chuck, you claiming that 7 o'clock on Friday? Is that what you're doing? Oh, damn. Well, okay then. I only have a 6 o'clock on Friday if you're looking for a reading, because apparently Chuck has taken that 7. All right, so the 9 of Cups reversed. The 9 of Cups reversed. This is the card that we don't like to see in our reading because it means you don't get what you want. Sometimes life be like that. All right, Chuck, I got you. I'm gonna put you down after I write this. Let me know how many cards you want, please, Chuck. All right, 1, 3, 7, or life reading. If you got the 7 o'clock, you could get the life reading because then I'll do my last appointment. But anyway, the 9 of Cups reversed. So first and foremost, it lets me know if I'm pulling this for the card of the week. It lets me know that within the situation that you're asking about, you don't get what you're looking for. So that's to answer your question, Ruby. And so if we're talking about for the week, then it lets me know that there's a disappointment that happens this week. I don't like it. I hate disappointments. And I'm a spiritual lady and everything, but nobody likes no. And this is a no card. So this is a card that lets you know to circle your wagons. This is a card to let you know, oh, a peace and light. Okay, peace and light. So one of the things I wanted to say to you all is to give you an understanding of why we do the spiritual work, why we light our candles, why do we light our incense, why do we put our prayers up, and why do we not do it in a reactionary way. So most people do this. They have a crisis in their life. I'm having trouble at work. And so let me light a candle. Boop. So now you're lighting a candle and you're doing your prayers because you have a problem that you're dealing with. Right? Now that's one way to deal with your spirits. But what you are training your angels, what you're training your spirit guides, what you're training, your prayers to do is to react to crises. And you don't want to live in a reactionary space, because if you react to crises and that's the only time you communicate with your spirits, guess what they're going to bring you? They're going to bring you crises because they like, well, that's when they talk to us. So that must be when they like to talk. So let's bring them some more problems. They come around when they have problems. So bring them some problems. So we want to be proactive. And so that's when you start these routines. It's good that James is here because James is my reminder of routines. Bless you, James. I really appreciate you in my life. We have routines so that we are building up layers of protection and communication with those who help us so that we are insulated, right? So that we have extra, so that we have an overflow of the things that we need. So it is better for you to meditate 5 minutes a day than it is for you to meditate because you had a hard day and you're going to meditate today, but you're not going to meditate no more for another 3 months. So we have to, as we start to shift and start using our spiritual tools, we need to figure out in our lives how we can fit these things in on a regular basis. And I'm an advocate for doing how do I say this? Committing to a smaller thing is better than trying to do a bigger thing and failing at it. Does that make sense? Okay, let me see. I think of it as reevaluation, where I am at and where I am going. Where have I gotten off track? Yes. And that's one of the reasons we need to make it a regular part of our routine to check in with our spiritual self and with our spiritual entity. So if, say, for example, you're Christian and your spiritual entity is Jesus, right? So instead of just praying when you're in trouble, you need to Spend time like going to the Bible, sitting and talking to that entity. Me, I got my warriors. And so, I need to spend more time. So, and the other thing is the more time you spend doing this, the bigger or the louder or the more clear that voice becomes. The voices that guide you, right? So, for example, it's Chuck Lock. I was just telling myself I need to and will step it back up this week. But the disappointment that I had to do the emoji. Um, yes, and know that it's going to ebb and flow. It's going to ebb and flow. You're not going to keep things like every morning at 9 o'clock. I'm a blah, blah, blah. Some mornings you're going to wake up and it's going to be 10 o'clock. You're going to miss your thing. But that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back on track. Okay. So when you are doing your work, when you are putting your prayers up, when you are lighting your candles for protection, when you're putting your salt around, and when you're visualizing success, when you're doing these things on a regular basis, you start to see a shift in your life. First and foremost, people who are no longer vibrating with on the same level and who are not growing with you start to complain. You acting different. You don't have enough time for the blah, blah, blah. Now you seem like when you start hearing that voice, pay attention. Because someone who really is rooting for you, even if they don't, even if they're not doing what you're doing, they're going to be happy because you're taking the time out to do things for yourself. When you see people who are trying to pull you out of that space, then you got to take a minute to say, okay, maybe this person's time has passed. Maybe this person needs a break, or I need a break from this person. Because people who have your best interests at heart want you to do the things that you need to do to be better. So, for example, if you go back to school and you used to hang with your friends all the time because you had time, but now you go back to school and they like, I can't believe you ain't going out with us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday like you used to. Now you go to school, you think you can't. No, it's not that I think I can't. It's that I don't have the time. My energy has to shift. And so that same kind of thing happens in real life. When your energy starts to shift, the people who are not shifting with you, the people who are not understanding that your priorities have shifted, they're going to start to try to make you stay where you were. And it is your responsibility to say, no, I can't be what I was because I'm trying to be something different. Okay. So when we put, so much that has happened this week. So like if you put somebody in the freezer, right, because they've been bothering you, and this is what I mean by you doing your protection work. It's not like they're going to just explode in the flames out your life. That ain't how spirit work. Like you will do your protective work. You put your prayers up for, answers and things. And what you'll see is your spirit guides or whoever they are that you're working with will strategically move people out of your space. So for example, they might get a promotion. They might get transferred to a different place. They might find a new job. They might move to another state. There are more than one ways to get your problems out of your way. It always had to be God just let them get hit by a truck. Like it don't always have to be that. So you'll see things shifting as your prayers are answered. And those are the ways that you will see them shifting. Or move you thank you, Ruby. I forgot about that part. They may move you somewhere better, somewhere further away. And you must allow that to happen. So that's why the prayer that I gave you was of letting go. Because as you do the work, as you put the prayers up, you will find things leaving you. And sometimes you have to pray extra hard to let them go. So if you're praying for your health, and now you got to let stuff go that is no longer good for your health, then you need that extra energy to help you let that thing go. Habits, it goes for habits. It goes for people. It goes for mindset. Because as our mind starts to change, we still holding on to our own belief system. But sometimes that don't work. Okay. Now, The last part. Oh, I'm doing it. I got 10 minutes to talk about this third point. The third point. But what about you? So as we do work to move forward in our life, to elevate in our life, we also have to do work to make amends for the bullshit that we did to other people. Hold on, pause. Can you say that prayer again? Yeah, hey, Alana, honey. I need to see you at 8 o'clock. Uh, yes, I can. The prayer for letting go is Father, Mother God, however you put it. Um, we ask your assistance in letting go of ideals, old patterns or habits that no longer serve us, arguments, and limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs is a big one. Okay. May we remember that letting go is a healthy practice to maintain joy and peace within our hearts as well as our lives. And so that's that thing that I was talking about, the limiting beliefs that sometimes we hold on to. The thing that says we can only go this far. And God is trying to get us up here. So we got to let go some of that stuff that tells us we can't move no further. We can't move no faster. We can't have these things that God is trying to give to us. Kind of like my example, way back when I first got my car, I was looking for a used car because in my mind, I was like, I can't afford a new car. And God was like, yes, you can. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. So I had to let go of my limiting beliefs and even try. Last week we talked about, setting goals and how people sometimes are not even able to verbalize their goals because the first thing they say is, I can't do that. You'll be like, well, what's your dream? Well, I want to be a doctor, but it's too late. I'm too old. You just canceled out your dream. So that is why I said that prayer about letting go of limiting beliefs is very powerful. It's absolutely necessary for us to include that in our prayers. Now, you be in sync. Yes, I do. I had a big letting go dream earlier today. Good times, Alma. So this part about what about you? As we pray for elevation, as we pray for blessings, as we pray for those doors to be open, sometimes we have to do a little bit of extra work so that we let go of the things that are keeping us down that we brought on ourselves. The curses that we brought on ourselves or the negative energy that we brought on ourselves. Hey, Sister Farah, welcome. With our own actions. So when you've been mean to someone, when you've been dishonest, when you've been manipulative, you have built up negative karma or negative energy from your own actions. But what we don't do, we don't cleanse from that. We cleanse from the energy that other people put on us, but we do not cleanse. We do not take care of the energy that we have brought on ourselves. So you have to do cleansing baths to elevate yourself from the negativity of yourself, right? That's a good reason to take a white bath. A white bath, and your prayer is to release you of the negative energy that you've accumulated on yourself, to like help you to make amends for the negativity that you've given to other people, for the crossings that you've done to other people, to help you to heal your heart and your spirit and protect you and guide you into being. So you need to light a black candle for yourself. You need a white candle for yourself. You need to take a cleansing bath with herbs and things that are dedicated to cleansing the negativity or the energy, that's dedicated to lifting your spirit, that's dedicated to guiding you into a better space. So this week, Sunday check-in, we always doing something. And that'll help you with this. Oh, peace and light, y'all. That'll help you with this 9 of cups reverse. When you don't get what you want, sometimes you're not getting what you want because you blocked your own path. This is literally tea. I am spilling the tea. No, I'm not spilling the tea. I'm just drinking the tea. So we got to take care of that energy as well as we're setting ourselves up for success. So things you can do, you can pray. You can dedicate your meditation to clearing and elevating your vibration. How do I do? Well, how do I do that? Okay, let's see. So, one meditation that I like to do is a white light elevation meditation. And so, really, what you're going to do is just lay in the bed. Laying in the bed is a good place to start your meditation. Please know you might fall asleep, but it's okay. And you're just going to visualize a white light. Now, me, I don't necessarily see the white light. It's more like I feel the white light. Because when I'm concentrating on, I got to see the light. I got to see it. Got to be a white light. It can't just be a regular light. It got to be a white. Now I done lost the whole meditation. So I've learned to let that part go and just allow my spirit or my visualization to take on the form of white light that it needs to do to get it done. So I will see myself laying down and I will see and kind of feel a white light starting at my feet and cleansing me all the way up and then coming back down through me. And I'll do that for like, I'll inhale up and I inhale like cleansing energy, and then I exhale the negativity. And I'll just keep inhaling cleansing energy, exhaling negativity, inhaling cleansing energy, exhale the negative connections that I have with people, whatever the bad things that I want to let go. And I'll do that maybe 5 minutes. Or maybe you'll say, I'm going to inhale and exhale 10 times. So that you're consciously spending time letting these things go. Another thing we can do this week, we could take a white bath. A white bath elevates you quickly and effectively. You're going to use, now it's going to sound crazy, but you're going to thank me in the morning. Do it at night because it's going to make you sleep. White bath. I'm going to give you a modified white bath. A half a gallon of milk, whole milk. Whole milk. Don't come in here with no 2%. You can't do it with vegan milk, no rice milk, none of that. Cows, moo, 100% whole milk, a half a gallon. You're gonna get goat's milk, which comes in a can and can be found usually in your grocery store where they sell the pet milk or the carnation milk. You're going to have a little bit of cocoa butter, the stick cocoa butter, the pure cocoa butter, not no cocoa butter that you get. Oh, it's lavish. No, not that. It's got to be yellow and it got to be hard to get. And you're just gonna put a little bit. Take a knife and just scrape a little bit off the top. And you're putting all of this in a pot. So whole milk, goat milk, little bit of cocoa butter. That's it. Y'all don't know nothing about Effoon. If you do know about Effoon, scrape a little bit of Effoon in that pot. Effoon is cascarilla. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. Don't put it in your bath. It's all right. And you're gonna heat that up. Heat it up. Don't, because it's gonna stain your pot and it's a bitch to clean. It's a beast to clean. You heat it up, heat it up, heat it up. Then it get ready to boil. You cut it off and you put it in a tub full of water and you soak in it. You're going to soak in it yes, it is eggshell powder. Come on, Ruby, you better do it. So theoretically, you could take a white eggshell, rinse it out, and dry it out, and then crush it into powder and put that in your bath. You could. It's true. Anyway, so this bath is going to, the way it was explained to me, it brings you blessings because it elevates you to a point where your enemies can't touch you. That's really what it does. It's kind of a cleansing, like resetting bath. It is very relaxing. So take that bath. When you get out, you're going to air dry. You're going to put on something white or very light colored. Do not put on black. What I like to do after I do this before I get in the tub. I light a tea light candle and then I'll let that burn through the night. After this white bath, sometimes you might like just rinse off a little bit in the shower so you don't smell like a brand new baby. spoiled milk smell. You don't want that. Um, and you're going to pray to release those things that you've put out in the universe, the mean things that you've said, or the negative times that you cross somebody, or maybe you knew you was being manipulative, or maybe you said some shit in anger that was really out of pocket. You have to reset those things. So white bath. All right, I did it. It's 7:31. All right. So that is it for our Sunday check-in. Thank you for hanging with me. I will see you on Spiritual Tools Tuesday. Spiritual Tools Tuesday is going to be on Instagram and Facebook. It will not be on YouTube. Sorry, Chuck. Unless I can get this fix that I'm gonna try to do for the connection, because Facebook was being glitchy. Tell us the story about the Christian people. Oh, thank you. Put Chuck on your schedule for Friday. I love you. Thank you. What did I? Oh, this is the part I was going to tell y'all about the Christian conversation. If y'all need to leave at 7:30, I understand. Mama understand. So we're having this conversation about God and about spirit, and it was me and a pastor, actually a bishop, and he asked me, what is the difference between what I do and what a prophet does? And so we're talking about this, and we were having these very similar energies, conversations about us connecting with God and being guided through the voice of God, right? How similar that is with me reading tarot and with the Christian form of prophecy. And so a guy jumped in our conversation and was like, well, the difference is it's about which God you are talking to. And I said, what do you mean, which God? And he said, well, there are different gods. And I said, no, sir, there's one God. And he was like, no, there's different gods. And I was like, but God is Alpha and Omega. God is the beginning and the end. God is everything. So it made me understand something about walking a spiritual life, like truly walking a spiritual life. And it's scary, y'all. It's scary because when you take the boxes away, everything is possible. In his mind, it was like, I have the Christian God. That's the only way that I walk. Anything else is unacceptable. And I was like, I don't have limitations because God is unlimited. So if there's something in Christianity that I need to use because it's effective, I'm going to use it. If there's something in the Muslim faith that's effective, I'm going to use it. If it's something in Lukumi that is effective, I'm going to use it. I have access to everything because I am God and God is me, and the Spirit of God lives in me. So I have access to everything in the world that I need to get shit done. And I wanted to share that with y'all, because we are creating our spiritual toolkits. And God, the concept of God covers everything. He is the big umbrella. And all these other things are ways of people understanding how to connect. Because spirit is limitless. And what it means to be infinite, then you know there are no limitations on God. Okay? Yes, be water. Come on, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, you can use the spiritual tools of Bruce Lee. Be like water. So that was my lesson from that conversation, is that I think we are all the people who are on this journey with me, I think we are all expanding our consciousness, and we are being limitless. And that's important. That's big work. That's big work. So keep going, keep pushing, keep destroying the barriers that are keeping you in these little boxes, and grow. Be as big as your spirit will allow you to be. And then when you get to the ceiling, sit for a minute, then bust up out of that and be bigger. That's what we're doing. So what are we doing with our Sunday check-in? This week, we are focusing on clearing away the negative energy that we've created for ourselves. So pick something to do that will allow you to to make amends for the negative energy that you put out in the world that may be blocking your path. So you're going to pray about it. You're going to visualize clearing that away. You're going to apologize. I've done exercises where I'm like apologizing to the spirit of the people that I've crossed. And that's a very powerful prayerful time. So you can spend time doing that. And, if you can do a face-to-face thing, that's cool, but you don't have to. You could apologize to their spirit. You could send light to the spirit of the people that you have crossed. But the point of all of these exercises, doing the white bath that I gave you earlier, the point of all of this is to elevate from the negative energy that you've created for yourself. Okay, hold on. They saw that anyone not of the faith is praying to a different God, totally a way to brainwash people against others. That's the other thing. I was like, because they kept like dismissing anybody who did not feel the way they felt. And we got to be careful with that, because that's the same thing that they use to dismiss us, people of color. It's the same thing. So if you are open that your way of doing things may not be my way of doing things, but that you have the right to exist, that's a big step in the right direction. That my way is not the only way. My way is not the only way. But if it's working for me, if my words are talking about the fruits of our labor, if you can look at a person's life and see that they're growing, that they're at peace, that they are comfortable, that people trust them and honor them, and you see this in their life, maybe what they're doing is working and you might need to take notes. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, peace and light, y'all. I will see y'all on Tuesday. He said he's sending this to his mama. Hey, Mama Chuck. All right, peace, y'all. See y'all. Bye, Instagram.